Hi everyone, again this is Sindrich from Czech DC-9 project, and I have a small update of what's up with our DC-9 simulator. As you may know from my previous video, we have the complete overhead panel working, including the aft overhead, which, for example, if I turn on the emergency lights is starting to shine. Also the APU power is available because the APU is running. So the complete overhead panel is working. We have also all the things on glass shield working. For example, turn off the captain, turn off the pilot heat. It shows me pilot heat off, and I got master caution for that because that's amber light here, and I can cancel that. So we have also all the engine instruments working. We have the pressure gauges working, and newly we have all the electronic things, all the electrical powered things on the captain's panel. So that's the indicated airspeed indicator, that's the altimeter, and that's the vario. That's only three things that are missing on this panel because this requires the pneumatic system to be working. Also, the totalizer is mounted back, and it calculates, reads the value from the left, right, and center fuel quantity gauges and show you the total fuel quantity. Also, the autopilot trim indicator is connected and working. As you see, there is a small deflection in the elevator of the autopilot. Also, the autopilot servo switches are connected to Flight Simulator, and now the RMI is working. The FDI, flight director indicator, is working. The HSI, the horizontal situation indicator, is working, and the radio altimeter of both sides are working. Also the first officer's FDI is radio altimeter is working. That's the press button. Normally, okay. So I will first show you a few of the features that these instruments are showing or displaying, and then I will make a short flight show the instruments in action. First, the FDI and the HSI. The FDI and the HSI shows. The FDI shows the glide slope position. Also, the localizer from the first dot of the HSI means only shows more precise values than the HSI shows. It has a speed command indicator which shows you according to flap setting, aircraft speed, angle of attack, and so it shows you how near you are to the stall speed. So it indicates you if you are on the dot, it means you are safe to fly. And also have the V bars, which are now hidden here on the top, which shows you the flight director that is telling you where to turn or climb, descend, and so on. And it also has the elevation. I will show that right now. So I've tuned 1.9er 45. I will change this to 1.9er 450, which is the ILS frequency for the runway which I'm currently standing on in the center line and on the ground. Means you see glide slope is on its top because I'm far behind the touchdown zone, same as on the HSI. It's 0 miles because we are on the runway. The pointer shows almost no deflection into 0, and same we are on the ground, so that the localizer and up down is off. Now I will switch to frequency 1.9.1, which is the frequency of the runway 24, which is the runway that is crossing the runway 30 from that direction. So you see the glide is off because we are not receiving the glide at the moment. The distance is 1 mile, that's the length of this runway. And again we are flying 2 because ILS never have from 2, it's always 2. And we have deflection of both the locks. And now I turn to 112.6. You see all disappeared, but we still have 0 on the distance because that's VOR slightly left from the runway center line, which we are now on, heading 303. We have set the course to 242, so that means we are the VOR is right from us, and this shows the RMI shows the position of the VOR. So that's how these things are working. And I will show you also the V-bars. I've set it now to heading mode and 20 degrees pitch up. It needs to be tuned a little bit, but you see the V-bars are going to its position. I'll send it to 0 pitch, and you see it's almost there. This instrument needs to be needs a warm-up time. It is not yet so hot that it should be, so it may not show absolutely perfect. But this is what the instruments are offering us. So in fact, with the FDI, you are almost with the combination of FDI and HSI, you are almost able to fly without looking out of the screen on the mini panel of the Czech DC-9, because you have all you need. You have the back, you have the pitch, you have localizer on both, you have glide slope on both, you have the indication of speed, and you have indication of the altitude. So now let's rock a little bit. We'll perform a takeoff with tuning 109.1 is okay. Okay, so let's take off. At 60 knots, the slow fast will appear. One brake with the thrust. Try to set a little bit going left to right, because I need to keep the aircraft on the center line. That's V1, rotate. Rate, gear up. You see, as the altitude is rising, also we are on 15, that's perfect. We now passed the localizer of the runway that I showed you before. I will turn on the autopilot. I will turn into pre-selected heading here, which is 065. That's the downwind of runway 24, which we will be landed at. Gain some speed. You see I'm very slow. The RMI still needs debug. I believe this is RMI from the other side, so these are not compatible. But the HSI and the FDI shows correct values now. Check the speed there. So set the flaps to 0. I don't know what this happened. That's a new thing for me. And you see the FDI is shaking a little bit left right, but that's the same what happens in the simulator. There's some turbulent weather, so it also shakes left right. We are 5 miles away from the ILS runway 24. And once we have about 12 miles, I will turn right into heading about 150 using the heading knob here, and the autopilot will do its stuff. So now it's on autopilot is on, all the headings selected, and to keep the altitude. You see the glide slope on both of the instruments it started pointing that well below the glide. We are 8 miles away from the touchdown zone. Put a little bit more thrust to about 150. Like this. Now you're completely below the glide, so it shows us that the glide is completely above us, and we are 12 miles. So I will now turn the heading select knob to 150 degrees, and you see it start to turn to the right as well in the sim there by nice 30-degree bank angle. I'll slow down the aircraft a little bit. I will extend the slats. And I can continue to turn right to heading 210. And you see we are not overshooting the localizer, as you may see also here. So I will turn it to the right to heading 270, so that we can intercept the localizer from the other sides. Speed is now good. That's one of the instruments I need to watch on the screen there, because we still don't have it here. That's I will set it to eyeless mode. I will turn on the bars, which tells us to descend. Well, they are not perfectly working, so I'll turn them off again. Light slope is live. Now we are 11 miles, but the localizer is live too. So we will see a smooth turn into the lock. We are also going to be slowing down, so I will put a thrust again. We're still turning into the eyeless. It's 9 miles now. We'll be soon catching the glide slope as well. Now the aircraft is 1 dot away, so that's the 1 dot here. 1 dot here. And we will start to descend any moment now. That happens right now. We are descending on the glide. So this is about 5 degrees up. We're trying to fix it. This one, and should be this one. Okay, so that's correct now. See, we are good on the localizer, we are good on the glide slope. The autopilot is still flying the aircraft. Also the radio altitude is live. We are 1,800 approximately, and 4 miles, so it's time to put the gear down. Gear is in transit. Gear down, free green, turn on the landing lights. Check the speed here. Once the speed is will start to decrease. I need some flaps. See, as I'm setting the flaps, fast flow indicator goes to do what it should. Now I'll turn on the autopilot. Let's look what will happen. I need to fly the aircraft now. Whoa! Now I'm on the ground. And I'm vacating the runway to the left, so you will see also the HSI starts to show left. I'll need to fix the RMI too. But okay, there's the autopilot that occurs when the autopilot is turned off, and this can be simply reset by this switch here. And okay, so that's how our most important instruments are working. And turn off the APU. This can be turned off. This can be turned off, turned off, turn off, turn off, turn off, turn off, turn off, turn off, 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 and only the flaps. See that autopilot side doesn't come off. We also have working all the max speed warning, the flight return, wind shear, the markers, the clock, of course, that's only, and also the autopilot print. That's what I told you before. Same works here. Okay, so now time to turn off the engines, which also means completely loss of power of the instruments. And last, the battery. Okay guys, thanks for watching, and next time, bye bye.